You are.
Yes, sir.
How you been? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. You?
Man, I see you moving around. I wish I would have known. What did you start doing this after I came out there and saw you, or
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Cool.
Yep.
'Cause I was gonna be like, damn, I wish I'd have known that because we could have just broke the camera out right there.
I know. No, I don't know how much later. Someone had recommended, one of my friends was like, man, you got to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I blew it off a few times. And then finally, when like the last time he told me, I was like, oh, this is it. I got to do this.
Yeah, because I remember saying to you, I'm like, motherfucker, what do you sell drugs? I'm like, how do you know everybody? I'm like, you know everybody that comes through. So it's like you might as well turn that into something where you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a good thing for you probably because I mean I've seen a couple of the joints where you just like stump the shit out of people like they didn't even know that someone would know that about them. And
Nice.
That's a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And the Jeopardy joint, that's fly. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's definitely fly. I seen a guy on that joint with you. That's definitely dope. So that's good. That's what you're doing. Hopefully you can bring an event or something like that. Hopefully I'm not talking too much, but hopefully you can bring like an event with some of the artists that you worked with on the podcast and bring them out and talk because a lot of the artists nowadays need that, man. Like we don't need to click on the internet to see what's viral. Honestly, anyone that's gone viral 9 times out of 10, they probably fucking failed and they're sitting there watching someone else go viral right now. So the thing that you've done that's great that I like is that you've interviewed a lot of Mr. Portier, Mr. Sidney, him and I just knocked out a record actually today. The dope thing is you talk and you showcase to people that you know me, man. I like the mob, you know, and of course I like Gotti, but I also like the people that really put the work in for 35 years and never got caught. Don't even got a picture of them, you know. So it's good that you are bringing light to a lot of people as well that worked really hard, put out a lot of dope records, and didn't get a lot of. I don't want to say the word recognition, but what a lot of people think of as popularity. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it really matters how many dead presidents you got. That's what it matters to be when you're popular. You could be the coolest motherfucker if you're broke asking for a cigarette, man. Don't no one want to talk to you after the second quarter of the game. They're like, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So good for you. That's basically long story short. Good for you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's a medley between wanting to interview local Denver artists and share who they are with people, underground hip hop artists, and then the occasional like a little bit of a big name, and those are they kind of fall into my lap once in a while, like Thurston Howell and Sky Zoo. So yeah, just like a little bit of a medley, mix it up a little bit. And the game show, we raised a little bit of money for charity, and I'm hoping to do that like 2 or 3 times a year. I can't burn everyone out with like buying raffle tickets, but a few times a year would be pretty cool.
Why can't you? What are we talking about?
Well,
people listen, man. Buy the raffle tickets. Y'all go and buy them fucking 500 milligram flavored fruity tooty ass nicotine packs and play games, man. Cop them things for a good cause, man. Instead of sitting over there smoking that vape, looking like a weirdo, man.
There you go.
They can pay for that money, man. Stop that.
Well, that's what I want to start talking about. But before I do, let's introduce you. We're talking to world famous Bullet Brak.
What's going on, my brother?
World traveler.
Yes, I'm the most famous person that will ask you for a backwood and let me borrow some.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah. Source Magazine says, veteran rapper Bullet Brak is turning heads in the hip hop circuit since over a decade with his dynamic delivery and witty wordplay. To be recognized by the Source at all is amazing. But
I think the reason also they said I was turning heads because I think people still are looking at me and going, why the fuck is he still here? I don't understand why he hasn't given up yet. So I think that's another reason why I'm turning heads. No, I'm joking.
But valid though. Over 20 years in the game.
Yeah.
And most people would call themselves rapper entrepreneur. I would call you entrepreneur rapper because business business is first. Always. But world traveler, amazing worldview, very open-minded. I just watched an interview with you from about 6 months ago, and you have traveled the world and had many different perspectives, and you don't get wrapped up in like division and politics. You obviously see that there is, call it whatever you want to call it, in America, but but the wool has been pulled over a lot of our eyes.
Yeah. But you got to remember too, though, Jay, like a lot of people like when the wool is pulled over their eyes. You know, they say ignorance is bliss, because the responsibility and the burden of a man that understands what's going on, that's a lot to be the chief of a village, man. So it's a lot easier to just to wake up and go, well, I got to go worry about what my fucking boss is going to say. Yeah, everyone wants to take the layup, man. Especially, it's a lot easier to bounce past it to the guy when you're coming down the court. Let him take the shot. I hope he fucking makes it. But not a lot of people want to be the guy taking the shot. So it's tough though. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to. And you know, success also. Let me say this to independent artists when they're out there: success does not accumulate to likes and streams. No, yo, just remember, man, like my grandfather said, this y'all's bullshit with the streams, that just started 10 years ago, man. I mean, I remember uploading my music to Spotify when people were like, what's Spotify? What's that? What are you, an internet rapper? Now everyone is an internet rapper. The era of the inside talent, where you're inside with a green screen, you're inside with your plugins, you don't know how to have to use outboard plugins, you don't know how to make I'm not dissing no one. I'm just saying this is exactly what it is. And you can facilitate a whole career inside your room. No problem.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not trying to get off of like steam of what you're saying, but I'm really like that. I'm still, you can ask a lot of people, I'm still like anti, like even send me a record through the email, because I'd rather just, where you at? I'm gonna drive to St. Louis right now. Let's do a record. Because the energy's better, and for like, that's my content. I don't, if I have to capture content, everyone gets on me because I always say that, and people always take it like I'm bashing people that make the content. There's a lot of people. I got a record with my man Big D's. I mean, the way he creates content, that's great, man. He raps. That's what he does. He's a rapper, and he's rapping, and he's spitting bars, and that's, you know, content. That's great. But you know, dancing in front of the camera and doing crazy stuff and everything like that for a viral rapper, which I always say, once again, I'm not trying to go off topic, but I always, like you said, I try to be straight to the point about business, you know. And for any rappers that watch your show, like I watch your show, don't get caught up on the viral thing, because you ain't never met someone viral the last 5 years. Maybe one or two, but how many songs do they say Spotify puts out a day? 100,000?
Yeah.
Out of 100,000 a day over 5 years, and you remember one or two. I mean, geez,
yeah,
man.
sure.
Whatever. Man, I got a bridge I can sell you too. I mean, if you're going for that, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. There was kind of a cool story just about Sky Zoo's Everything Blue and Orange. Just because once the Knicks won the championship this year, kind of had that song in the pocket, and all of a sudden, you know, I forget, it went up like 35,000% in streams overnight. But that's kind of a cool way to go viral right there. It's like,
well, that's the new what people don't understand, right? I'm sorry if I'm with the cigar. It's a tobacco product. If the great thing about the internet, right? So a lot of people look at it, and I see a lot of people always complain, right, about the streaming. Oh, we don't get this money. We don't get this money. So we're on the internet highway, right? Spotify is a gigantic billboard, right? And you're putting your ads out on the billboard, right? So you're not going to make your money immediately off the billboard. But when you have billboards all over, like, so you say Sky Zoo, he has the song, he has an immaculate catalog. He's a great artist. I rock with him, you know, forever, you know. So good for him, back, especially him, Torre. That was great, the Barrel Brothers, man. But anyways, the what he has with the catalog on the billboards of the informational highway, he has a song that was placed on Spotify, and then when the moment came, the beauty of having that catalog on an internet Rolodex that anyone can go and see right now, and having this guy called the algorithm that can help you or hurt you if you know how to work with him. That's what it does. Look at the thing from the famous one. What's it? Stranger Things. The Up the Hill song. That joint went from a song that the songwriter wondered why they even wrote the song to being a mega hit,
right,
and creating generational wealth out of nowhere. So now, did the song artist get that? The writer artist get that? Well, you know, I don't know what Sound Exchange and all the digital royalties that they had in their contract. That's another thing too, is a lot of people go, oh, this person's got a lot of money because they're famous online. Do you know what their contract is? Probably not. And the assumption of the lot of money is probably incorrect as well. So, you know, the internet, you know, a lot of old guys also get bitter about, you know, the internet, this, that, and the third, but it can be worked very well. I personally have the the great opportunity to get to work with one of those legends, R.A. the Rugged Man. Shout out to R.A. I know he's getting ready to have his baby and everything too, but he's a 1,000,000% example of not even really a hybrid of an old school style artist that hits the road tours, kills it every single time, and the fans just wait for an album. And I've seen fans over going to the same place with him over 5 times over the past 4 years or whatever. They've been there every single time, Jay. They know every single song he'll perform. They sing it along with him, and they act like it's their first time. And you know what's even crazy? I've been there when the guys brought his kids, and then the next time he brought his grandkids. That's crazy, and everyone bought a vinyl too.
Yeah,
that's what I love about music, man. Because there's nothing else you tell me besides sports, man. Like, and really, baseball for America, because baseball is a kind of a sport that kind of like trends, and it's like something that grandfather, basketball and football is like that as well. But baseball for me is that it's kind of like music, man, because music, and that's why I'm like so anti-content creation, because music is something that takes someone somewhere, somehow, some way. That's content creation is just like when you're taking a shit, you're scrolling on your phone, you got nothing else better to do, or you're waiting at the DMV for them to call your number. So that's what content creation is, and that's when I argue with artists too. But you know me personally, I'm not going to argue with you, man, because I'm eventually going to fight you. So my thing is that to let it go. But if you really look at it, quantity over quality. And I'm sorry for this going on like a rant, like 6 minutes on you. You didn't even ask me a question. You just asked me to introduce myself, and we're all the way starting the revolution. But I just feel it's passionate, man, because honestly, man, Jay, fuck who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck what I've done. It's really about the message. And the message is like right now in this major important time when it comes to copyright, when it comes to intellectual property, when it comes to people trying to pay $4 a gallon to get in their car to go somewhere, everything's relevant right now, because the entrepreneur is the winner. The person that, like they said in the Bronx Tale, man, the working guy is a sucker. And I hate to say that, because if you can't see, I don't get political, because both sides of the birds are a crook, and we should shoot that bitch out the sky, point blank, period. But that being said, is if you don't think, to me, it's like it's not really racism out here. It's classism. It's who's got the most resources and who's using up our resources, and how do we dispose of them people using our resources. That's really what it boils down to, if you ask me. Racism embedded in that? Absolutely. But I really think it's about the resources and the things. And with that being said, with the ownership of intellectual property, what's going on with copyright. I posted that video you might have seen the other day about the Atlantis, the story that they posted with all these artists in there, having their songs used to train AI. I made a joke about it and said, I'm Bullet Brak. They probably, my guy's probably like Sonny Shells, and he already took my songs, and he's probably already more famous than me and popular somewhere in some AI world and all some other bullshit. But the real thing is that's going to happen. That's cool. AI is coming. There's nothing you can do about that, right? You got to deal with it. But it's about creating your music and, direct to consumer, because now direct to consumer should be the only thing as an artist that you're thinking right now. Yeah. Because that's where it's going to go at. That's the way that you can protect yourself, is where it's going to go at, direct to consumer, because that's your way to your stamp, your COA, your certificate of authentication, is that they got to come to your website. Every artist should have a website. You can go to bulletbrak.com. You can see it right in the back. You need to have a website, because that's what matters anyway. You're paying all this money to have people go to Spotify to listen to the one song, and then that should shoot you off to Britney Spears' greatest hits. So you're telling me I just paid $757 to have a marquee status for it to go to where the algorithm's pushing anyway? No, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather go ahead and spend $250 on Google ads and $250 on Meta ads, and drive that thing right to my website, where I can get 10 sales on my vinyls, potentially recoup the money I just spent. Also have Google ads and Google AdSense on my website, where I'm potentially recouping money from Google AdSense, because people are coming and now they're giving me AdSense markers. That means that I'm hitting money because people are trafficking and coming in. I'm not trying to make money off of people, but I'm saying if you ain't getting paid, you're getting played. So, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm in the ecosystem and I can survive, because it's hard. You got to make money to try to keep the knowledge going on. You know what I mean? This ain't the biblical times where you can just give me a glass of wine, a piece of fish, and some bread, and I'm going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to be all right for a while. It's not going to be like that. But, that's really what I make music for, man. Like, is there do I want to be like this famous rapper guy and people are like high-fiving me going, yo, you got the dopest bars ever? I don't give a fuck about that. I really want to see the younger kids win, man. Like, shout out to Lil D. I always shout Lil D out every time I talk to him. You know what I mean? There's a kid going for it, man, doing it the right way, and that's a great thing to see, and not doing the trendy stuff. There's nothing wrong with the trend. Like, man, yo, if you out here and that's what you're doing, and the sound that you like and really like, that's great. I'm not talking about D. I'm talking about just in general. But if you're trying to do other things just to mimic and try to do that, that's it's not what we like, man. Like, coming up, and doesn't have to be the golden era. It doesn't have to be the 90s, because I used to hear it about the 80s rap, and I used to be like, yo, those are the wackest beats in the world. They sound like pots falling down the steps. But just like talking with R.A, like, he helped me a lot of my perception and thoughts about it. It's just like, it's got to progress. It's got to progress. And people from the 80s that we think are the dopest rappers, like, you think Jadakiss is dope, right? We think all these rappers that are fire, Styles P, all that. Of course, I'm just going to the locks heavy. I'm gonna throw Sheik in there too. A big pun. Cool G Rap. All these people were inspired by by the previous generation. So if you think Cool G Rap is dope, you can't say that a certain age before him was whack, because that's what he was inspired from. So if it didn't come from A, it couldn't get to B, or never go to C, so on and so forth. So with that being said, just to loop it back all the way around, what we were talking about too, like the intellectual property, the copyright, all that is very important right now, because to own your own fingerprint in your platform and to own your own distribution channel means no one can snatch your distribution channel. All this Spotify 3 cents and everything like that, you shouldn't even be worried about that. You get paid more money from Sound Exchange for the digital royalty off of the sound recording of the master recording. You get paid more than that than the stream that you get from your distributor. So, anyways, it's all about just getting out there and talking to people and spreading the knowledge. And that's what I still stick in the music business for, is to do that, is to be able to build with people like you. And hopefully someone will go listen to this and do their thing correctly. So that'd be one less person we have to hear complain and say that the music business is wrong in the crooked industry, which in its own right it is. But a lot of people get upset simply because they got no clue what they're doing. I'd be mad too if I was trying to do something I had no clue what I was doing. That's like your friend bringing the car over and asking you to change the oil, and you've never opened the hood of a car. How are you gonna be mad at your friend? So it's the same thing. If you don't know how to register your music, you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do that, you can't be mad at anybody. You can't say the music industry is cheating you, because you're cheating yourself. And that's another reason why I try to stay in the music industry. Is like, you see me at shows, like, I stay outside and I talk to everybody at all times, because I do want to see people win. I've seen a lot of people that I helped win that, did they send me an envelope? Hell no. Did they recognize me when we outside? Hell yeah. But once again, I'm not here for that, It's funny, man. When I was locked up, I wanted to come home and make music so bad. And I tell everyone, I prayed to go around the world and try to spread my word and try to help people as best I could. I said I should have had some money in that prayer too, because I did fulfill my dreams in the music business. But and it's not financially there. I say all that just to keep saying, man, there's a lot of artists that get just pigeon-toed, man, because it's like just pigeonholed, just because it's like, man, it's tough. You got to be able to make money to keep it going. And that's where I was going at about having websites. I don't want to charge someone $1,000 to be a fan of mine. For what? I'm not teaching you nothing you don't know in life, but I am asking you to respect what I'm doing, because it does take a lot. As an artist, you got to write the song, you got to record the song, you got to pay someone to mix it, you got to pay someone to master it, you got to promote it, you got to pay someone to market it and help you market it, because everyone tells you what you need to do, what you can't do, what you got to do. One day the algorithm's right, next day the algorithm's not. Pay me now, $49.99, all this other bullshit. You're just trying to put your song out. So right now you're spinning in circles. You don't know which way to go. And then, when all that's said and done and you finally figured it out, guess what, scumbag? Your song just dropped. You got 300 streams. You got to go do it all over again. So don't give up, man. It's tough, man. It's horrible. But at the end of the day, what's worse? What's worse is sitting at that desk, punching in those fucking useless keys or whatever you punching in that you got no passion in, and just wondering what if. That's the worst feeling in the world, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're giving away tons of free game, but you could be a coach, honestly.
No, I tried to do that.
But you have a YouTube channel, right? You have a podcast.
Yeah, I did. So I did this thing called Doing Good Business. I was gonna try to, do some funny interactive things, but it's hard, man. And I'm still dropping them every week. And I want to get you on one of the longer episodes as well, so Paul, so we can talk about different things in the industry. But here's the other big thing, man. I don't know why, Jay. I really don't know why. But it's very hard for people in the music industry to listen to another person, to be like, you know what, that person is right. Me, I've never had a problem with that. So maybe that's why I get a lot of more opportunities and a lot more chances to do. But it's so hard for someone to go, yo, this person might know what it is. Why are we the only genre that's always on defensive mode? Why are we also the only genre that these people that do these fucking playlists, blog things and everything, these people that have never done anything in the industry, why do they perpetuate and try to just prey on us in the hip hop industry? Is that trying to, are they trying to be sly? Are they trying to be fucking funny? That's what I really look at it as at times, but that's why I keep my mouth shut. Shout out to my brother Corey Black.
I think they're just trying to get clickbait.
Well, it's like, always get your playlist here, get your playlist there, get your playlist there. Why don't you go over there with the country music shit? Stop coming over here talking about the rappers this, rappers that, rappers this. Why don't you help people and start trying to take money from us? That's what I'm saying. Because a lot of people don't understand. They go to these playlisting service, they purchase a playlist, they're now put on. First off, if anyone tells you to pay for their playlist, get out of here. Don't do that. Number two, if you go and you paid someone for the playlist, you don't know what they're putting you on. This could be bots. This could be a streaming farm, and your song gets hit. Now you're down. Now you're flagged. Now your monetization is flagged on your streaming things. This guy still got paid. Does he give a fuck? Hell no. I mean, some of these people, man, don't even look like they would go around people that make hip hop. So that's called a fucking culture vulture. You know, I'm a mob guy like John Gotti, man. John Gotti said, if I ain't never done fucking time with you, I don't trust you. The only person he didn't hold that up with, Sammy Guevara, when he told him. So anyways, what I'm trying to say to you is that the playlisting, don't do that. Because another reason with the playlisting is also right when your song comes off that playlist, then people will never follow you. Then people were only there due to the playlist. That's all they're there for. So if you want to do the playlist thing, create your own playlist. Put other artists on your playlist. Do the same thing back and forth. Remember MySpace? The artists that were really back there learning how to do this at this time. We was in the wild, wild west, bro. We had to learn. We had to shoot off the hip and learn this shit. So, you know, I mean, like I said, man, I'm not trying to go on a rant. You're gonna have to edit the fuck out of this video. But besides all that, though, it really is, because these are the things that turn the music industry bitter, man. Is that also it's like that you put your money on a playlist. You don't get the expectation. Why? Because you didn't even have the proper information or the thought process of what you wanted to accomplish with that song. I'm not calling them stupid. I'm just saying it's like getting in the car because you're infuriated with passion and rage, and someone just did something to your family or whatever, and you're in the car with a gun and you're going over to them. Are you thinking about what the fuck you're gonna do? Absolutely not. You just know you want this situation handled, done, iron fist, it's over. But when that happens, and the consequences and the repercussions happen, that's when everyone turns into a Christian. So what I'm saying is, I didn't mean it by that. I'm saying when the handcuffs come on, that's when everyone becomes remorseful, is what I meant by that, by that statement. But I don't want to see people like that. You know, if you, instead of the playlisting and instead of all this other stuff, you know, for the content creation, that does work for some people though. That does work for a lot of people, because some people's personalities are that. And that's fine if you own that. If you are a content creator that puts music as a soundtrack lifestyle along with your stuff, you're fucking smart and you're probably successful, and that's good for you. I can't do that. And other artists like myself that don't do that, don't get it discouraged. Don't be the grumpy man on the porch like me. Let me just be the spokesman for you as the grumpy man on the porch. But you need to learn to evolve and figure out other things, how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's no one's job to tell you how to do it. It's your job how to figure it out. And that's what we are in hip hop. And that's what the greatest genre, if you ask me, hip hop teaches us, is how to be intuitive, man, how to figure it out, how to be fucking MacGyver, man. If you ask me, MacGyver was listening to Big Pun, because all of that fits in the same thing, how creative about how we are, how smart we are. Man, we're like mad scientists in a lab. Like, and if you ever really been in a process when a record comes about, from someone chopping it to cutting it to making the beat to doing this to writing it, getting the melody word, you got that, boom. Yo, like that, put the engineer thing on, let's get it mixed, and boom, and start mixing it and everything. It's a wild, crazy laboratory, because it's anything goes, you know?
Yeah.
The wild, wild west, man. Just make it out of the bank with the money and don't get killed. That's really what it boils down to. Like my master and engineer, shout out to Sam Scaff, used to say was, it don't matter what you do behind the board if it doesn't sound good. So you could put a blindfold on and accidentally fall and knock the fader somewhere and it sounds great. Guess what? You're a phenomenal engineer.
Yeah. So what
I'll go back on topic. I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
No, you're good. You're good. So going back to that interview I watched, towards the end, you talk about just kind of that how things are right now economically, financially for people. Like people are on the struggle bus. I own my own business. I'm a drywaller. Business is slower than it's been in the last 8 years. But a lot of people, and even I find myself doing it sometimes. We use this as an excuse to not move forward, to not monetize our craft, to not grow our business. What advice would you have for artists, musical artists in particular, when they just feel like down and out and discouraged, and they feel like the whole world is against them?
No, I like it. Honestly, man, and it really, it's gonna sound crazy, right? But I learned this from a guy, and he told me this, and it made sense after I thought about it. He said, when you go to jail, you need to talk to the criminals that are old and they just got caught. And I never understood what he said, right? And what he meant by that. What he meant by that is for like the younger artists, when you get discouraged and everything like that. Understand that you are hitting a brick wall for a reason. You're hitting a brick wall because you're thinking one way. And when you're thinking one way, you're going to get one result. So that's why networking, that's why I was kind of alluding, and what I was saying was like, we're like a very, very sheltered community where we don't want to talk and take advice and build and network with people, because we always think that someone's getting over on us, or someone's trying to pull the wool, or someone's trying to get a fast buck off us or something. That's why I kind of went into that playlist rant. But the main thing is, like, when you get down and you get discouraged, some of the best music comes out of that. So don't stop recording. Like, it's a difference between putting music together and releasing music and then getting paid for the music that you release. You dig what I'm saying? So, excuse me, I went to Amsterdam. Shout out to my man Dan from over London. He went out to Amsterdam, showed me a rack of spots when we were out there when I was on tour, shooting a movie and everything like that. And we went to Rembrandt, his house. Do you know who Rembrandt is? The painter? So a lot of people obviously in the world know who Rembrandt, and he's one of the most famous painters of his time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Right. Inspired Van Gogh, a lot of stuff like that, right? But Rembrandt died broke. Rembrandt died in a grave where no one cared. But 25 years later, the tides turned, and guess what? Now he's the most revered painter in the world. Everyone loves him. So with that story being said, one day you're down, one day you're out. Both days you get to step to the plate. Both days swing for a home run. So if you're down and out, as they say in Greece, this too shall pass. So it's the easiest thing said and the hardest thing to do is, but you just got to shake that shit the fuck off, man. Take it for someone who's quit every day of his life, but only for 2 seconds. And then I double back. Some people call it stupidity, but I also feel, going to see other people be successful, seeing other people you work with being successful, not even like younger people, seeing other people be successful in a lot of things is should be gratifying for a lot of people. And I think also that's what like hip hop is missing too, because that was dope, like with the DJ crews and the groups and everything like that. There was always camaraderie. Once again, I always go back to the mob, but it's like everyone had a crew. Now it's, man, as long as you got the green screen and a little camera and this, you could be whatever little unicorn you want to be in your little fantasy world, which I think is also kind of bad, because you got a lot of people doing things for the shine and the light, and then it doesn't happen, and now they're even double depressed. That's why I try to tell a lot of people too. I went through a divorce. I learned the hard way too. It's like, also keep your personal life personal, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Don't no one want to see you happy. So that's not trying to be pessimistic, like a bad outlook on it, but that's the truth. And at the end of the day, and sometimes it's good. Like a lot of people tried to mock me and make fun of me when I was going through my shit, and I was letting people know I was fucked up going through my divorce. I lost a lot of money, man, over $100,000, man. I had to go through courts where the fucking the court people wanted to see every single one of my streams, man, thinking I'm making money. Like, you can get wrung out for the music game and be like, man, I'm doing all this just to look like a fool at times. But 3 months within that, shout out to Jesse Jane Doe, R.A. Rugged Man. I'm on tour with them. I sent the email out, man. That's a lot of people ask, how'd that happen? I sent the email. I'm saying they was asking for help to do the merch on the tour with him and Onyx. I sent the email out. I said straight up. I said, man, I don't know if you know me or not, but a lot of people in the music industry know me. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm fucked up in the game, man. I don't know. I try to change my life. I try to do this. I don't want to say I try to make other people happy, but I try to make myself happy through making others happy, if that kind of makes sense. Try to do some other things that I wasn't used to. I was used to running and gunning, hustling for years, man. And when I'm saying hustling, I'm talking in music, doing things for years, this, that, and third, and then just try to switch gears real quick and be a family guy. And I was doing something that I wasn't, and I paid for it. So in other words, for artists, don't pay for it, get paid for it. So when you feel that you're down and out, don't do something drastic. Stick to the game plan, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. And trust me, when they was building any great city, place, cathedral, when them boulders got moved or when them slabs got moved and the bricks got moved, some people got ran over here and there. Well, business had to go on. So businesses just got to go on. And sometimes when you're really high and you got a lot of good things, sometimes just put that in your pocket, man. Save a little bit because it's going to get rough.
Yeah.
So save a little bit of gas, man. That's what I always tell you. Save for a rainy day, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. That's what I would basically say is just buckle down and keep going. Like if you prepare for the bad days, you're gonna be better. If you prepare for the bad days more than you prepare for the good days, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be straight. And once again, it's not about being popular. Because if you find 1,000 people that can spend $1 with you, $2 every month. You know what I'm saying? That's $24. $1 every month is $12. You can do the math. I can do the math. I don't care if you dropped out. You got to calculate it. You do fucking 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Times 12. You do the math. It's $120,000 a year.
Yeah. And the way you do it, so one would have to be organized. You've talked about writing things down, staying organized, but like you've monetized yourself in numerous different ways. Well, I was talking about your podcast on YouTube is a subscription. Obviously you have albums out, you've sold digital copies, sold the CDs, you're going to have a new vinyl coming out.
Yep.
What other ways? I know you graduated from the Institute of Audio Research in New York City in 2009. That was like right after your first album had come out, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then right after that was Sway in the Morning and everything like that. But I got a book coming out. A lot of artists do that. Shout out to Terminology. Terminology, Term, not only is my brother a really good guy, but a lot of people, not saying that they sleep on Term, no ways at all, but I'm just saying for a lack of terms, is the of what he does innovating, is what he's done from Good Dad Gang. A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, great job, Term. Nah, man, I seen that shit from the bottom. You better get that man his fucking flowers, man, because he went from a post to merchandise to being like, you know what, man, it's more about trying to make a buck, man. Fuck that. I'm trying to help out to the give backs, to the backpacks, to the lunches, to now look at him doing things with starter and stuff like that. Good things happen to good people. Remember that. But when it comes to monetizing, there's other ways to look at it too. Sometimes it's good to give free music away too. People say you're crazy for that, but I give away free music when my album's getting ready to come out. So I can build up hype, and then I can see where people want to see me at, and then I can target that, and then I can try to work things out with promoters and get that, and then I go find a brand and a company that wants to get in front of all these people in these different demographic locations, and now you get sponsorship and endorsement money. That's how they, it's called Robin Hood status, because I'm not taking from the people, we give them to the people. That's all we want to do. That's all we want to do, man. Spread the gospel. I just want to be here to rap music. Tell me that shit's dope, man. We ain't got to do the old fucking run around and everything like that. And like I said, I'm not here to bleed no one dry, because I believe in the music business. Now there's a lot of people that put a lot into the entertainment side of it and do everything like that. Me just personally, like when they name someone a trillionaire, the fuck do you need to be a trillionaire for? So I just need my little piece. As long as I can keep moving, I'm not out here hurting, looking crazy or anything like that. I can get my but on the monetization, there's a lot of ways to monetize. So like I said, like even a lot of us got original photos, man. You go on my website, you can buy, I got postcards, Bullet Brak postcards from original things. There's just different ways you can monetize in a lot of ways. Also, for monetizing, especially when you continue to get your site a lot bigger. Artists can use budget money to pay for budgeting and marketing services and get song placements in different places and buy sponsorship ads. That's what I did. I found what was hot, and I tried to get on these different platforms. For whatever reason it was, no shade, they wasn't fucking with me. So you know what I did? I said, okay, then. Paid my way through the ad space. Now you're gonna put me on that. Because I'm gonna pay for it. Double it. And you keep the change. Fuck it. So necessarily that's not the best way for everyone to go about it with a cocky ass attitude like mine. But sometimes you do need confidence in the game too, and you need bravado. And that goes back to what you were saying as well earlier about when you get down. You gotta remember, man, you the man. Point blank, fucking periods. But sometimes you do get punched in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I don't remember coming from no generation that said, "Oh, you can't get hit." Crazy, everyone's gonna get hit. And honestly, if you don't get hit, I'd be more scared to be around you than if I seen you get knocked out before. At least I know you're gonna take the punch.
You're right.
So but with monetization, there's a lot. There's also shows, features. Like I said, endorsements are a lot of things that I think a lot of artists leave on the table because they don't really realize the concept of leverage and brand leverage, tangible product leverage, like anything like that. A lot of people don't understand what that is. And a lot of people that I talk to that are big on the views and online, like we'll say celebrity stats type thing, it's just the dopamine, like the rush of just getting the likes in the comments. They just be so happy about that. And I'll be like, man, what part of the neighborhood you from? Man, like who cares if a lot of people like it if you ain't getting no money off it? Someone's getting paid, right? So, there's a lot of ways to do that as well. Speaking engagements, man, like, if I was really wanted to get the bread, and there's nothing wrong with it, I could go sit up on a lot of these panels. I got records, I got #1 records, I got international #1 records. I mean, you can't take that from me. It's not fake. And if it is fake, that means someone spent money to fake me out. So no problem with that, I guess. You know what I mean? I did go to school, work on a lot of the projects. I don't like to use the whole school thing as like a chip on the shoulder type thing, or like a bragging point, because it's not really going to the school, and it's about what you do with the information. Like all of us can go to school and obtain the same information. It's also how you build a network and communicate and work with people. And that's really what I pride myself on. There's not a lot of people that's going to have a bad word about me in the industry. They might say I'm hard to work with. They might say I'm cocky, my asshole, I guess, like that or whatever, but they'll never say I did them wrong ever. And they'll never, ever say I try to take advantage of them. A lot of people, they won't even answer my phone because they know when I call them, I'm going to be like, yo, did you register the sound exchange? How about song tracks? Did you get it with the MLC? Are we seeing any royalty reports? How about any of the neighboring rights reports? Did you get down as the RO manager, or are we just as the artist manager? They'd be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, everything that you need to understand.
Yeah.
Think Chinese, this is money. This is king, motherfucker. So need to speak that fluently. So that's another thing I'll say. Hey, guess what, man? If you're down and out, go pick a book up about the music business. Read that shit. Then you'll figure out how to make yourself happy.
Yeah, and watch your podcast.
You can do that
because I would trust you. And the school is a big deal because like we talk about new at home artists now. Like you were saying that we can do everything off our computer. Anyone can be an artist, but you've got 20 years of experience. You've got school under your belt. You've worked with artists like the Locks. Like you've been around the block, and you've taken the hits. You got punched in the face. That's who I want to learn from. Like you said, you wouldn't trust someone if they didn't get hit in the face.
Yeah, and learn not to get hit in the face. And and that's why I say a lot of these, it's the greatest advantage right now. It's because you can learn. You can literally go on a website and go, I just made a song. Tell me what next to do, and that bitch will kick out and tell you exactly what to do. Mm-hmm. But it all boils back to what I say. For some reason, we just hate to listen. We just hate to listen. And I don't know if it's because hip hop, a lot of it came from rebellion, as when we were younger. A lot of kids were rebelling from all the culture. So we doing it our way. We doing our thing. We got our bravado, and we know what's best. No, we don't. What the fuck is you talking about? No, you don't.
Yeah.
What's best? You know how to put the music out. That's it. And that's fine. That's cool. That's what I learned. I knew I could rap. When I was in jail, motherfuckers was like, you can rap. And I was on the street, people was like, you can rap. And I was in church, people was like, you can rap. And I was fucking doing Christmas presents. People was like, yo, you can rap Christmas presents. I could rap, whatever the fuck it was. But my whole thing was, I didn't know what was next. And you know what I did? The smartest thing I could do. I asked a fucking question. I said, yo, what is this? What is ASCAP? Oh, it's the American Society of Composer, Authors, and Publishers. Well, that sounds great because I live in the American Society. I'm composing the track, I'm an author of it, and I'm trying to publish it. So maybe I should call them. And that's how my journey began, as I called them. And they told me, this is a performing rights organization. This is what you get paid for. I said, oh, you get paid for shit? They said, absolutely. I said, well, sign me up. And they say you can do it as a publisher. Well, shit, fucking sign me up twice then. And that's, once again, that's where that came from. And then I did go to school, but I did go to school during the age of physical media, aka vinyl, CD, flash drive, shit like that, which then transferred to my music career, really taking off in the blog era, which was the introduction into digital. So even though I went to school, got all these awards, that's great. Guess what? Now we got a different form of media that no one knows nothing about. So welcome to the Wild Wild West. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you know a lot about the shit that happened back then, but this is now.
Yeah.
So I learn every day. Every day. I got books. I mean, I can show you shit. I got books every day. That's all I do is I go over and over and over checklists. I got files organized. It's a business. Take it as a job every day. If you don't, you're slacking because you're up against people like me, 40 years old, 44 years old, but I'm still going.
Mm-hmm.
Still going, and it really doesn't matter because once you pinpoint and lock where you have artists at, you know, here's another little trick. A lot of people don't know Europe, they don't give a fuck about how old you are, man. And as a matter of fact, they kind of respect the age a little bit more as you're getting older than they do over here. And over here, I don't know why. I think it's really just like an internet push perception. And also, obviously, when we were starting out, hip hop was young. It was a young man's game. It's like what, second, third generation now. So it's still kind of like in the middle, but it's not in the middle. Why? Smokey Robinson's still out there. He was doing his thing for a minute. Yeah. So music is music. Now it's different. You just got to change up your material, kind of like, you know, it's tough to rap about selling drugs when you're 55, 60 years old.
Sure.
That's kind of rough. But everyone's got different songs, man. Look at Sky. Man, Sky got a song for everything, man. I'm being serious though. Like, yeah. But this is once again, this is how people are successful. And that's another thing that people got to gauge, Jay, is like, what's your level of success? Like, got to be realistic coming into this thing. What's your level of success? And that means, like, is your level of success hitting 1 million streams and being happy that you did that as an artist? Is it being a successful entrepreneur, an entity inside of the music industry and the business of music? That's different than just being an artist. It's a big, big difference of just being an artist. Go listen to French Montana's latest interview where he talks about him signing an artist deal and how you never get out of the red on the recoupment side. And then also how you shield that off with a label deal. And the differences between the money and the royalties and the recoupment and all that, because it's a business, man. So that's also boils back down to why I get upset sometimes when people get mad with the industry, and they have never done their due diligence on correctly proper getting themselves right. That's like going into war, a live battlefield, and getting shot 77 times. And you went in there with no weapon and no formal training of anything. You just went in there with your jeans on and some construction boots and a fitted. And you got the nerve to have someone going, I don't know why this happened. I do, because you weren't prepared. And you ran into something that you shouldn't have. You should have gotten your ammo together. You should have got your songs together. You should have got your copyright together. You should have got your engine together, your rollout together, all that good shit. You should have went and prepared. Most people that succeed are prepared. I know for one thing, everyone that fails wasn't prepared. That's for sure.
Sure.
That's for sure.
When was the last time you had a real job? What was your last job?
I worked for Major League Baseball for 5 years. I still do freelancing for them. I do freelancing for like a lot of companies as well for like marketing, like online and shit like that. Because really what I did for the last 2.5 years when I was going through my divorce, I took like the meta classes, meta business, where every artist should only be logging into their Facebook and their Instagram ever. Meta business, never ever through the little log in the apps, because that tracks you as a like a client or as a customer, and it messes your algorithm up. That's why when you go on Meta, it never ever shows any of the feeds or nothing like that, because it only goes into what you program it. But I worked at like a consulting company and everything like that. I'm available for hire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if artists that are watching or companies that's, you know, wants some insight or want some help from someone that might not know the best way to do it, but I know a good way to go about it and how to shape a realistic plan, I'm your guy for that, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
my job. You see me, and then really, you know, R.A. When we go on the road, I tour manage him and DJ Lala. So that's usually like 4 months out the year. So that's the job. I really can't work, and then I help with my family. You know, that's the most important thing to me.
Sure.
I got lucky, man. I got to go all across the world, man. I've been so many places, seen a lot of people. This is not brag. I'm just saying, I'm lucky, man. I love rap music, man. I mean, hip hop's amazing. I got to see a lot of places. I got to see a lot of faces. I'm a huge baseball guy. I got more than 400 baseball jerseys. I got baseball friends and players that send me stuff. I've been to every single ballpark. I've been to the London series. I've been to the Dominican Republic. I've been to all these places. So for me, it's great to be able to help people on the come up, to do the same thing, to continue to make music, to continue to do what I want, and then help my family, help my parents. And
what did you do with the MLB? What was your job?
I know this is going to be crazy. Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know ABS? Automated balls and strikes, the challenge system. So I was one of the first 30 people to work on that initiative. So I worked on the ABS starting when it came in first into single A baseball. I worked for Major League Baseball, but I was stationed in Fort Myers working for the Minnesota Twins. Shout out to the Polad family, and I was also worked for the Red Sox. Shout out to the oh man, I can't believe I can't. What's his name, man? The young guy, Henry, the Henrys. And honestly, when COVID happened, I was standing next to JD Martinez, played for the Red Sox. I talked to him. I said, "What you gonna do today, champ?" He said, "I'm gonna put one over where you're at." And what I did was I would stand on the mini monster that's down in Fort Myers, and I would make sure all the calculations and everything was right that came in through ABS and everything like that, and make sure like the transfer the information back to MLB and everything. And when he hit the home run and it went over, I ain't gonna front, man. I remember my buddy looking at me, and the loudspeaker came on and was like, "This is Major League Baseball. We are closed for the rest of the season due to coronavirus." I remember being like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, I got to work for them. I got to be the guy that sat at a lot of. I'm not allowed to say what players I worked with due to everything, but a lot of superstars that I got to help. You know, when you watch the TV and you see like the little box and everything like that. Yeah, my boss, he made that. He helped do a lot of that. Helped a lot with Stryker. Helped a lot with all the reports that go back between game day. And like I said, I was there. I worked with the umpires. Got a lot of feedback. Worked with all the famous ones. Even I can't say names, but even the ones that everyone liked to rag on and everything. Really good guys. Really smart-witted guys. I mean, obviously, to make a bang bang call like that with everything happening on the diamond, you got to be clever on your feet and everything. So that was a dope experience. It's crazy too. I worked at UPS, and this is off music, right? So I went on my first tour. I did everything like Sway. I was like riding Paul's High, man. I was like, man, it's crazy, man. I'm in the Double XL, Hip Hop DX, all these blogs, Two Dope Boys, all this crazy shit. And for some stupid ass reason, I said, "Yo, I'm gonna quit all this shit," just because I don't know. And then my buddy was like, "Yo, you can come work at UPS." And I worked at UPS as a package handler, Pauls, and that went from doing that at night, and then like 4 months later, I was a full-time management supervisor making six figures, and it was like, "Yo, this is like one of the fastest rises in the company in this building. How did you do it?" And I was like, "Yo, I worked as an independent rapper, bro." And they all laughed at me, and I was like, "You don't understand. I'm being dead serious. Like, you have to be able to organize, make sure your time's right." So same thing when the packages leave in the truck, and I had all these people that worked for me. I had to make sure that everything was ready to go and get to the next building, right? And I would tell them, like, I had to make sure I had to get all my songs right and make sure that it was uploaded correctly, because if not, it wouldn't be on a DSP in the correct time that I needed to be. And ain't no one trying to hear about no service issues or service failures. And my man was like, "Oh, you really serious about this shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I broke it down to my manager about like John Wilson. Shout out to John Wilson, Phil Bow, Rob Capone. Man, they used to play my song "I Get Busy" in the Burtonsville building. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. In the Burtonsville building, and it was like like 2,000 people in the building, and it was like the whole night shift rocking to the song and everything like that. So music has always been in my life. Like when I worked in MLB baseball, they called me Bullet. It's like the one guy was laughing. He came there, he was like Italian dude. He was like, not because like you like shoot people, like money and everything like that, right? I was like, well, one, if I did, I'd never tell you. But two, no, it's because I make music. And it was like, that's fire. I actually had 4 players in Major League Baseball. Even got a check off at Major League Baseball. Use my song "I Get Busy" as a walk-up song to the plate and stuff. Yeah, dope.
Nice.
So yeah, those are my jobs throughout the music business. And besides that, like I said, freelancing for artists. And then really the last 4 years working with my brother Scrooge Olin. Shout out to Scrooge. Check Scrooge out if you haven't. Tony Slipper, shout out to him. My brother Corey Black, Gus over in Greece, Opa up in Canada. So I do a lot of international work. Mikey Dubs over on in London and everything like that. So that's my job too. It's like, with all those crazy places, it's kind of like you got to be on call a lot too, because
sure,
you're working, man. So
have you heard of Kobadera? He's a producer that lives in Greece.
Yeah, it's like Kob, something like that.
Yeah, Koba and then Dera, Dara.
Yeah, I can't even spell my own name, bro. So yeah, but yes, yep.
Yeah, he's dope.
Greece. Listen, man, a lot of people don't know about Greece. Shout out to my brother Gus. That I was saying, Gus is one of my dear friends, man. That's like a brother, man. Much love to him, man. He helped me out a lot in a lot of times, also in my life when it was just crazy times in my life. We all go through crazy times, but the one thing I also credit music about is bringing me friends and people that, like, a lot of people I talk to, they'll, like, in regular life, they're just like friends for like 6 months, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, oh yeah, I haven't talked to him. I don't know. He might have jumped off a fucking bridge. Who knows? The people that I've met through music, I've known it's forever. It's forever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I hang up the phone, I pick up the phone. It's the same. It's like I haven't seen it. But he was like, yo, because I was telling him, I was like, yo, it would be crazy, a dream, to rock in Greece. This is like 15 years ago. I was like, man, I can like introduce him to what rap is and everything. And he's like laughing at me. He's like, introduce who to rap. And I'm like, the Greeks, man, like, America, maybe, they, and he was like, yo, Europe, every country has their own Jay-Z. And then they have their own groups and their own this. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. And then he sent me a video. Yo, Jay, when I tell you, my man sent me this video in like 2015, my man, and it was like 10,000 Greek people in attendance at a concert singing Greek lyrics, and it was rap.
Wow,
fire, man. And then and then just to get into the game, and then like it'd be like a myth to be like, oh, overseas, this, that, and the third. And then when you talk to all the big artists, they're like, man, overseas is where it's at. It's tough to be over here. It's overseas. So like that's the job, and Europe is consistently trying to get back over. It's really just trying to feed the fans. And unfortunately for me, my job is trying to expand, man, like, and grow the reach to other people just to spread the music, really. And it's tough because don't no one want to share nothing, don't no one want to like nothing, don't no one want to pass the ball to someone else. Yo, check my man out, nothing like that. It's tough to get that nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so important for American artists. If you can branch out to Europe, if you have that link, it's so important.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, because let's be honest, Jay, like everyone that was a fan in music, especially hip hop, is a rapper now. That's what that is. So anyone that had wanted to be a musician, or they wanted to do podcasting or anything like that, they wanted to do anything like that. When the little COVID checks came around, people had a little bit of extra disposable income throughout the third, everything like that. Everyone does that now. That's and I don't try to take that away from anybody, but like back when I was coming up, like you had to be that, like, okay, like Noriega, CNN, The War Report, they're right around the corner from AZ, like, Queens is right around, everyone's right around in Queens, everyone's near each other. 50 Cent, they're all in the same, but everything is so different. Nas and all that, everything is so different though, coming out of Queens. You got rappers in Harlem, they're all right there. Everything is so different because everyone's got this major different experience outside. They're doing this, they're bringing culture shit. We're down in Baltimore and Annapolis, where I grew up at, and we're listening to the rap from New York or from Philly or from wherever the fuck you're listening to, and it's taking you to another place. Now, if you even look at it, man, the lingo is all the same. The lingo is all the same, man. You can listen to a West Coast song, you know what the fuck he's talking about. I remember it used to be for a week and a half. If the song came out from the West Coast, I don't know how many songs from the West Coast that I listened to when I was young, but if something came out from a different area, we would be arguing about, nah, he meant this. Nah, he meant this. Nah, I got my folks out there. He got this. Motherfucker, you ain't got no folks out there, man. What the fuck is you telling? You don't even know your dad, man. Shut the fuck up. So my whole thing is that it was arguments, man. And that's why I always compare hip hop to baseball. because baseball, that's what baseball was. I remember, you know, some people be like, I remember my dad took me to the Peanuts and everything like that. I remember old Greek Italian men calling each other idiots, smoking cigars, saying you know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. This is the real deal. This is the so that's what I really think comes and misses too, is because it's all just it's all central currency is what I call it. There is no how can you have an artist that is one of the hottest artists in people's eyes, Drake from Canada, right? How is people from Oklahoma sound just like him? Where's the identity at? Memphis comes out. They come out with some hot shit. Everyone sound like them.
Yeah.
Yo, you and the same people. You just sounded like you was fucking Canada on this song. And people would, you know, and when Drake sounds and puts like impersonation sounds like he's from another place. So some people are impersonating an impersonator. The fuck is going on? So then I come out and I put my little authentic music out. The reason I call it authentic is because I just talk about shit that I go through, what I do, how I try to whoop you out the third. Like, it might not be exciting to some, but at the end of the day, it's not here to be full excitement. I'm just trying to take you through and see if you relate, draw out some stories, give you some shit to escape real life from. So, you know, the music is different. Their style, their approach is different. Now people don't have to be outside doing that, and they don't have their own authentic sound. I had an authentic sound because I came from Annapolis, Maryland. I traveled, which was down south considered. I traveled up north. I was running around. My accent was different throughout the third. I'm Greek American. I have a different style of background, blah, 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 blah. Now, it's how many tattoos in your face do you have, and how many viral hits do you have? Like, no offense to like the girl Jordana and all them other people like that. Like, that's cool, but it's like, yo, why are we having like full blown, like, what 30-minute interview? What the fuck is you talking about? What is there to talk? Like, is there an experience about when you had to battle, when you was outside of said club after you just got off a 15-minute set and it was a sweatbox and the people was in there going crazy and you was spitting wild shit and then you went outside and someone tried to battle you and then your man almost got snuffed and then this happened? Hell no. Talking about what kind of ring pop you got on your fucking hand. Damn. I'm just saying, man. Like, I know I'm the bitter old man, but it's like, once again, I'm a mob guy that likes the real documentaries. You know what I mean? I don't want to know about the guy that was thinking about, you know, maybe joining the mob one day. You know, maybe his side of the story. Fuck out of here. I'm trying to hear about the guys that died in prison because they kept their fucking mouth shut and died like men, like they said they were going to. So that's just it with the music thing, you know, and boiled down to it, it's like I don't. And the kids that are out there really, really getting out like we used to back in the day, these younger kids, they're the ones that's doing it. I hate to keep on going back to D all the time because it feels like I'm like biased on him, but it's just that I just see him do it all the time. When I do talk to him, he's either going outside to go do something or he just got back from inside from doing something. So that's another thing. And it all ties in. All these rants kind of like tie in to really, and it's all about just having the confidence in yourself, doing your thing, going after it, not listening to anyone. Fuck all that petty shit and all that. Oh, I feel the petty and the pity, and I feel bad for myself, and I like to self-loathe, and I wish someone would fucking come save me, because they ain't no one coming to save you. And if someone comes to save you, they're going to take 70% from you. So, you know, dance with the devil if you want. I mean, even if you sign a 50-50 deal, you're still doing a 70-30 deal. Because 20% is going back to the recoup of anything on distribution, you know, manufacturing, all that other shit. And then they take everything else from you. And then also you give up all your publishing and all your mechanical. So really, is it 70-30? I think not. It's fucking, you see nothing. So hopefully you do well with this money. That's why people be like, oh, he's so stupid. He went and bought drugs with that. Of course, because he's only going to get $60,000 for the next fucking 8 years.
Yeah, sure.
I would too. If not, I mean, either fucking go try to flip them or get ready to start taking them because you're going to be the brokest fucking famous motherfucker in the world.
Right.
Tough, man. It's tough. Like a lot of people also see these people and go, oh, he made $1 million on the internet. Yes. And he spent 2.3 million trying to make that. So guess what? He lost $1.3 million.
Crazy. All right, let's change the subject. Now you're rolling up a backwoods. This is a follow-up question to the last interview I watched, but you talked a little bit about something you couldn't talk a lot about, but there was like a new business venture, a new idea that had to do with marijuana, medicinal, clean marijuana. Can you talk about that more now, or is that still in the works?
We're still working. As you know, you're out in Denver. Shout out my man Q. quest for the best. It's something that we are definitely working on. It's definitely a Bullet Brak product that's in there too. But right now, still, it's whack because you know how the game goes. And we are in Florida right here in a medical only state. So, but it is still in the works. I will say that. And it's not really something big. It is also like our own strand that we're working on. And also other things with that. But with the strand that we also want to provide is clarity and education on cannabis. You know what I mean? I hate using the word marijuana because it's not a real word. So cannabis is we're trying to show a lot of people, especially as for the creatives, right? Because for creatives, cannabis can be a lot of things. It can be some bad things and it can be good things. And it also can add to your creativity a lot. It can also stifle and crush your creativity. And it can also be the gateway to turn you into full-blown fucking junkie. And we don't want that happening either. So, because I don't want you knocking on my door or my car door trying to get some change. Because I got to go buy backwards with my change because I got my shit right. So the whole thing with that is that that's what we're really working on. So I can say that, but it is, I honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but it is like a like kind of like a course as well. Like not as like, hey, this is what, but you know, people should know what terps are. People should know what the effects are to certain people. A lot of people have ADHD. A lot of people, I mean, believe it or not, if you haven't seen a lot of y'all's own Instagram pages, a lot of y'all motherfuckers have mental illness diseases that aren't spoken about and talked about. And then when you self-diagnose with different types of marijuana, like there's certain people that I know are fucking paranoid and scared of their own shadow. And for God knows why, they got a whole fucking closet full of fucking diesels and hazes. And I'm like, you're going to go smoke this sour that's a head high, and it's going to have you thinking Casper the Friendly fucking Ghost is trying to rob you.
Yeah.
That's not good for anybody, especially the person that's smoking it, because now, once again, the information that rolls in now. Now we have people that don't understand what they're doing. They're taking weed, they're taking edibles, they're doing this, they're doing that. The same people 5 years ago that was calling people fucking drug traffickers and fucking all these racist, crazy words and shit like that. Now they're in line for the dispensary weed too. Now all of a sudden, but I'll let that be where that's at. But that is like if you don't know what you're doing and you're just putting different shit in your body, that's not good, man. That's like just going to the bar. When you see people at a bar and they just hit liquor, everyone's like, "Hey, boy, you know what's next." So it's the same thing, man. So if you don't know what you're doing, and like I said, as a creative, man, it can be very, very, very beneficial to know what kind of sativas or hybrids or the terps that stimulate pause and help you be creative. Because I can knock out a whole album in a day. I've done it multiple times. I've got umpteen mixtapes sitting in that joint just from getting the eighth and getting the right style of backwoods that was perfect, and they rolled the perfect way I needed it, and that tree just hit just like that. Off to the races, man. You couldn't stop me, man. I was up for 4 days straight like a fucking junkie. You think I was sniffing sugar boogers in the bathroom the whole night, man.
That's awesome. So you talked earlier about demographics. How did you end up in Colorado? And then how did you get connected with other Colorado folks? Because I remember seeing you in like 2023 with R.A. and DJ Lala. And at that point, I think you already knew Javier, right? Heavy Beats.
I went to school with Javi in 2008 in New York.
Okay.
And he went to the Institute of Research with me. And he went and he was in school with me. He graduated from school as well and everything. And him and I, once again, like we were talking about, networking, being out there. Javi can also vouch for my Cindy Crawford story. That's all factual shit. You know what I mean? Sydney, if you're listening, Sydney, I'm sorry and I miss you. So I went to school with him, and he hit me up doing the beat. It was he does the platform with the producer battle and the beat battles and everything like that. I want to say it was like his first or second one out there, and I came out and performed. It was on my birthday. That was the first time Denver. He took me through the what's it called, the Green Solution. Had me like going through meeting everybody. Like this is way back when though. Like when it was everything was brand new out there. I performed at the High Times Festival out there twice. It was great out there, man. And that's really why Denver is one of my favorite places. And that's really just coming from out there. A whole bunch of Justice for a File, like a whole bunch of people that I met. Otis, obviously, Blackbeard, like a whole bunch of people that I met. Just coming out through Heavy Paws, visiting through him, and just coming, and Denver just being a lit spot because Denver is in the middle. Going to California, coming back through, it's a major place where a lot of people come, and it's got its own sound and it's dope.
Sweet.
So that's really where I met him, and then Polly on the Porch. You got a lot of people there's a lot of people doing a lot of things. A lot of people doing a lot of things. Dan Chavez, he's doing his thing. Yep. Praise, won the battle. Gloomy Days, Gloomy, my man, Gloomy, man, he makes some of the craziest beats I've heard ever.
Yeah.
I called him one day. I was like, he sent me some beats. I'm like, Gloomy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yep, I know Gloomy.
I had him one day. He was like, I'm doing something. I'm gonna call you right back. And I was just like, I was like, hip hop's the craziest shit in the world, man. I love it, man.
Yeah.
So
and Flows rhymes well. He came in second that night too.
Yep. I mean, everyone out there was dope. I mean, just the atmosphere of seeing people come out, and then I love baseball, so I like the city out there and everything. And then shout out my man Ed and Nate were out there from Rapper Cards. That's like a super dope thing. If anyone hasn't checked that out, it's like merchandise and memorabilia, which is a big thing in music and hip hop. Rapper Cards is dope. That's from Denver. So a lot of dope things from Denver, man.
Heck yeah. So we should talk about your new album. Is it a Rhyme Affiliate? Is that the name of it?
Well, no. So basically, what I decided to do is I catch a lot of flack from everyone, right? Everyone's like, yo, you got a lot of dope merch. You don't really do a good job of marketing and promoting it because you don't like to market and promote yourself for sales. But you need to do that. And also honestly, R.A. kind of told me too, like, yo, it's being a smart guy like you are, Bullet. I don't understand why you haven't seen I got the tour this year. I got the tour with R.A., Cool Keith, Atmosphere, Sage Francis, Mr. Dibbs. I mean, legends, man. Like, especially we're talking about this independent game, legends, like with a capital L and a capital L.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, where's your vinyl? On vinyl? And he was like, that's the gateway. Like, that will get you fans just because people are fans of vinyl, the sound, and they appreciate things like that. And they appreciate the effort that it takes. And, explaining to some people too, like the difference of a true independent. Like, I don't got no slash after my shit. You know what I'm saying? That joint says A&M Music Group, and that's me and the homies. And at the end of the day, me and the homies got bills. So to even jump out with any type of merch is an accomplishment. And that's for any independent artist. And anyone that's doing that and they sell one copy, you should feel accomplished with yourself because you brought something from here and brought it all the way to physical, tangible product, and you sold that shit, man.
Yeah.
You did the hardest thing in life, man. Congratulations. But so what the album is basically is I do have a compilation. I got a lot of records with people. I mean, from Torre to Chevy Woods, the terminology, multiple joints, verses with terms, songs with terms, and verses over top of terms beats. All the way to big guys, big legends, R.A. the Rugged Man, Papoose, man. Papoose is a lyrical legend, man. Papoose went before me on my song. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things. So I took these songs, I remixed and remastered and put my best records on vinyl. So it has one of my solo records. Shout out to my brother TG from Australia. He produced the song Eating Good, and he produced the record with R.A. the Rugged Man and Mighty Dollar. I got both of those records. I got the record I got with Black Poet on there. With I got the joint with Rusty Jukes. And when it was Rusty, Duck Down, everything like that. Sean P. My brother Supreme, he's from out in Greece. Great artist from out in Greece. He's doing half English, half he's doing his best English and he's doing Greek as well. It sounds great. My brother Gus made that beat. OT the Reel's on there. Like I said, my best records, So I just put them on with the features and everything like that. And I wanted to give something to people that do support me and that do buy vinyl and that do want to have something pause at the end of the day for me to be like, yo, I fucked with Bullet. There you go. So I do have that vinyl. Shout out to Disc Makers. Disc Makers held me down. Once again, it's great to have also a manufacturer that interacts with you. Like on my post, they interact with the post and everything. That should show artists like you want to deal with people like that, man. Like it's okay to spend money. You got to spend money to make money, and you want to deal with people that are involved in it. That's another thing that we can go into a whole nother podcast about how to do features and how to do everything like that for independent artists with bigger artists to make sure you have involvement and everything. But back to it, that's going to be what that is. I'm also doing like a crazy bundle. I got mad different stuff. I got, like I was saying, Rapper Cards we're doing like mad bundles that I'm doing with the vinyls. So I'm gonna announce what it is pretty soon. And it's, you know, we're doing special shirts, and like I said, with the baseball, we're gonna be doing giveaways. Like these are gonna be a couple of the giveaways that will be inside of the packs. So with these being said, is we're gonna be going on nation tour and a world tour coming soon, and I'm gonna put 4 different quote unquote golden mighty dollar tickets in there. That means any show that you come through during the tour, you're free with me chilling. You know,
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do different things like that. Like it's not like I know a lot of people when I try to do like a contest and a raffle, everyone thinks I'm trying to hustle people, but I'm not. I'm really not. I'm trying to bring back like the experience to the carnival. This is what this is. Is as an artist, it's a carnival. It's to provide entertainment and to a little bit of fun. You know what I'm saying? To things instead of just being like, "Yo, son, I'm hard. Listen to my bars." Word. That's cool too, but you know, a lot of other people want more than that too, as well. You know.
Sure. Dude, I've been trying to tell all my Denver homies to do the similar, like a greatest hits album on vinyl, because they have like scores and scores of albums, you know, Stray Gods, Mimer, and Graybeard, all those, and 80 Spades, and they just have so much good, like, man, I can't even believe how good it is, like, and how it just had, like, their sound hasn't made it out of Denver, but vinyl's cool. I'll buy it. They know I'll buy it. So
yeah, and that's why you should take your vinyl and put a vinyl together and do a Denver showcase and take your favorite song from all the artists, do a licensing contract where you're also helping out your friends, and then you put the records together. All you guys push it and put the records together.
That's a good idea. I talked about that with Zach at Bar Red, and do like a Bar Red album with like all the artists that performed at Bar Red with, I don't know, or do like a volumes, you know, like KBCO had volume 1 through 30 or whatever.
Of course you should, man, because at the end of the day, you ain't never met someone that knocks someone out with the first punch. So consistency is what wins in everything.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's what you should do, because people like you in the industry and stuff like that got to remember too, like y'all have a big responsibility. And that's why I think a lot of artists get frustrated with other people, is because, and I hate to say it like that, it's like you do have a responsibility, right? Your responsibility is, do you know the struggles of an independent artist? Because you're an independent artist yourself, and you might not look at it, but you're an independent contractor. Same thing. You're out there putting work in, same way like I'm trying to get my fucking thing. Are you trying to promote your company and get more people to spread the mouth? I'm trying to do the same thing. It's the same thing. We're trying to make money. So with that being said, you know the best thing is a word of mouth referral. So really, if people just did word of mouth referrals and help pass that, you a little bit bigger responsibility. I'm not generalizing, or I'm not just specifically saying you. I'm just, when I say you, I'm like people in the with the platform that you have, and like you do, you don't charge people money. You don't try to beat people over the head. You don't try to do, oh, you got to do this and promote for me, blah, blah, blah. You just like, yo, I think your music is dope. I think you got a pretty good stance on what's going on. My views align with your views. Let's have a talk. And then in reality, that's what you're helping. So I think you should do that too. I think when artists come on, you should also have the conversation with artists like, hey, we want to license a joint and do this and do that. And I think you should start a playlist too. And I think you should put a playlist together with all the artists that's come to your website, or your blog and done this, or your vlog and done this, your show. And then also the ones that you dig with, because the more and more people like you that do that, the more real life pacemakers we got, not just people that get paid to play songs.
What do you mean? What do you mean by playlist?
Like a playlist, like you have a Spotify. Right?
Okay, so yeah. So I get it. Yeah, so I have. I don't know if Apple pertains, but like, yeah, I have a Bar Red playlist. I have a Denver artist playlist.
Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, all that, and it causes interactions for you. And also, once again, even if it gets 3 streams on each platform for an artist that you like, so be it.
Yeah. Nice.
And once again, it all starts with the people that say, hey, in the grand scheme of things, does my little thing mean anything? Maybe not. But if it inspires 10 more people to do the same thing, now we cooking.
Yeah.
Now I'm cooking. And that's what hip hop's about as well, too, is jumping off the porch with something. We don't like when people sound the same. We like when people do something different. We also like some artists because they're so fucking whack that is unique to us. So with that being said, same thing, even a small little things with that. And the response that artists will give you as well is because It's the same thing when you go to Mexico, man, or you go to another country. Learn how to say hello, good night, thank you, goodbye, how to do this, how much is this, how is that. You know why? It just shows that you're paying attention and you're putting effort. And when like people like yourself, what you do, so don't anyone that's listening, don't get this shit fucking twisted. Jay does the shit. I'm not fucking talking about him. He's fucking solid as a rock. But when they don't take time to realize who the people they're talking to are or whatever like this, it's just like a blow in the face, and it kind of like turns a lot of things wrong because it's like, man, it's a bad way to start the tempo. So good for you, and continue to be groundbreaking, and continue to take the risk, and continue to look out for the small guy, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, man. Really, when you go in a fucking casket, man, ain't no fucking famous person coming to carry your fucking casket, man. So don't be a dick on the journey and have no one carry your casket.
This is true word.
100%.
Well, bro, I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you've done for hip hop. Do you got any last shout outs or words of wisdom or self promo?
Nah, I mean, I appreciate everyone, man. And basically, you know, if you guys are watching this, you liked anything, you laughed at anything, you hated anything, you don't fucking like me, share it, comment, put the likes on it, do everything like that. That's great. We just want to get it out and hopefully get your favorite artist. Drop right on the comments below. Drop who you want to see talking in this seat right now with Jay, and everything that you want to hear and hear about their story and everything like that. Go ahead and drop that right there. Do that for us. All right. Josh, I appreciate you, man. And if you want to go listen to Bullet Brak, it's bulletbrak.com or Bullet Brak, wherever you got to. And that's boldness, utility, live energy, lyrical ability, excellence, and talent. I bury rappers after killing. So make sure you go ahead and check that out, man. And I'll be back around. I'll be in your town. And when I am, me and you smoking one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I'll come find you for sure.
My brother, you don't got to find me because I'll call you. I'll let you know exactly where I'm at.
Appreciate it.